Yeah, yeah.
So the song that I performed today is inspired by, I don't know, the discrepancies of what love is. And I think I wanted to express something which, I suppose in terms of where I am, an older man, is considering how love is many different things. It's not just a kind of wild moment. It has a lot of different elements to it which we keep expanding upon. And so I wanted to write a song that wasn't a love song per se. I'm not saying that anybody can write that, but it's more of a case of writing about the bigger contexts of people finding love to develop themselves further, finding love to be able to express their truth like I am as an artist, and also the expansion of that into the world that we're living in and the discrepancies that we seem to have, the unwayingness of kind of how humanity sees love for each other. So my inspirations for songwriting are sounds. Sounds of nature, sounds and moods are the big thing. I think for writing the song that I did, it took me probably a year. And the year that I had was literally just hearing the sound of my voice again. I felt like I was listening to lots of different people's perception of what it is that they do with their music. And sometimes the process of actually being inspired takes a lot of listening. And so I really cultivated more of a listening experience, which then became me putting ideas down. And that's how I kind of seem to go with the writing, is you can start off with just a bass line or a small melody. Tends to be the two things that I get drawn by. And then actually now with the technology side of things, samples are a really good power tool for me in terms of then taking a sample and expanding upon it, and then sometimes actually eliminating the sample completely and finding that I've created a new atmosphere and a new world for the song to exist. I love using the loop sampler because it allows me to create atmosphere. And I think when people watch music or listen to music, they also are visually going through a process. I love atmosphere because it can be just like a that can take people somewhere and give them pace, give them tempo, and give them something that either makes them feel fresh or relates to their emotional setup in that moment. So I've had some very, very beautiful experiences from performing in a derelict castle in the middle of Italy, right at the top. The atmosphere, because it was outdoors, was just really stimulating for me. The echoes of the past were meeting the echoes of the future, because I had my loop sampler also, and then the audience were just really there. Performing at Buckingham Palace was another one I really enjoyed. I was performing there with Ghana. It was just amazing to almost like be there from a sort of Commonwealth point of view and just seeing music as something that really joins people together. So making music and creating it's like life force to me. I can't see my world without creating. I was, and I think everybody, whether they recognize it or not, was born to create. And it's taken time for me to accept it. You know, you can go on quite a lot of journeys with people's perception of what they think you should be and what you mean to them, as opposed to what you know you mean to yourself when you are in your highest state of creation. I'd say over the years, I've had struggles with creating and writing. And most of that is literally the allowance of knowing when nothing is coming, it doesn't mean that it won't come. It's just whether you allow the space for how it comes. You know, I might want to, I'm gonna write a song, in 1 hour. It doesn't work like that. For some people it does, on their frequency. They can go bam, 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 and they'll go through this process. But for me, it's a mixture of many different things. I can be seen as the great procrastinator, but actually I accept I'm not procrastinating. I just go through the artistic process of how something comes to life, which means you give it time. Before you realize it, like a lightning bolt, that creative thing comes, or you go back to something and it's all just entwined. So I take away the assumptions and the expectations, because I think that that's what would have been my struggle, is like putting quite a lot of high expectations on something